This is 99X. It's the Morning X. Barnes and Leslie Fram is out today. She's traveling back from Ireland, so you're in the capable hands of Barnes and Crash. And we have someone you should know. This is a really cool piece of tech that is going to bring back some serious nostalgia in your brain. Say hello to Catherine Getsy. Hello, Catherine.
Hello, you guys. Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Absolutely. You have got some goodness on your hands. I know last year you started this project, and we haven't said yet what it is, but how many units, before you say what it is, how many units now have you sold? I know it was in the thousands.
Yeah, I think right now we've passed about 7,000. That's where we're at.
7,000 units. And what Catherine has designed is, remember, Crash, the old school phones you had at home, like on the wall?
Yeah, the wall-mounted ones. You'd sit there leaning against the wall, twirling the cord.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not what you think. It is attached to your service on your cell phone. Kat, explain. What? Where did this idea come from and why?
So during the pandemic, I started this journey to spend less time on my smartphone. Like, I just realized at one point that the colors on my phone were starting to become more beautiful than the colors in real life. And I'm like, okay, something needs to change. I grew up with a landline, so I actually remember what it was like to sit there and be present during a conversation and not get distracted and do 500 things. So I was like, I gotta get a landline again. Like, this is obviously the solution. Cut to me finding out that in order to do that, you need to get another phone number and then pay AT&T $70 a month. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not doing that. And I come from a tech background. I was a head of technical operations at a startup, worked as chief of staff at an AI startup, and I'm like, it can't possibly be that hard to take a landline phone and then make it sync up with Bluetooth to my iPhone. So I got an old landline and I kind of hacked it together myself in my apartment. This would be like 2-3 years ago at this point. And I got a prototype working. And it was so much fun. I enjoyed it all the time, and friends would come over and they'd see the landline on the wall and be like, what is that? And I'd show them, and it was always like, it was my best party trick. But, honestly, it really wasn't much more than that, and it just kind of stayed in my own apartment until last July when I posted a video that had it in the video, and Boom. The number one most liked comment was like, I gotta have a rotary landline that connects to my iPhone, and then we decided to start a company.
But I'm just a little confused, and I'm way behind in technology.
No, Crash is still on the actual landline. He still has the one that's not connected to the Bluetooth.
I still look for a payphone when my beeper goes off. How exactly does it integrate? Like, okay, so your cell phone's going to ring. You can pick it up with your landline, but what else can you do from the landline to your cell phone?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you nailed the most core sort of like use case, which is now when your smartphone rings, let's say you're getting in the habit and you want to put your smartphone in a drawer when you get home, this physical phone will now also ring, and you can just pick it up directly from the landline and start the conversation. And same thing, when you put it down, it'll hang up the call. That's like the most typical case. But also, one of the coolest features, I think, is we had to make it compatible with smartphone technology. So we're like, we might as well make it like you do things that a normal landline couldn't do. So if you want to make an outbound call, today, most of the time, people don't have each other's phone numbers memorized, right? That's like a huge difference from when we actually had landline. So we built this feature where you pick it up, you press star, and it'll actually activate your smartphone's voice assistant. So let's say you have an iPhone, it'll turn on Siri, so you can say, hey Siri, call Crash.
Oh my God.
And then if I've got your number saved in my phone, it'll just make the outbound call. That's my favorite.
Man, I love smart women. You have got this thing. So you take the phone, now, not to get too heady, because I don't want to make people snooze out on technology, but how did you are the guts just completely different in this phone? Is it almost like a smart speaker, like the way you connect it one time to a smart speaker and then boom?
You totally nailed it. Yeah, the easiest way to understand it is it's literally just a smart speaker with a microphone. It's like your car speaker and microphone when it connects to Bluetooth, but we just put it in a little landline-shaped container, essentially.
There's a couple of different ones. This is Kat Getsy, and her website is physicalphones.com. I really do need to get one of these, I believe. But tell me, is it more?
We'll send you one. You tell me what design you want. Yeah, we'd love to do that.
Is it the nostalgia that's the play? Or like, what is the difference in holding that phone versus just holding your smartphone? Or is it the distractions and removing them?
Yeah, part of it is the distractions. I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation where like you pick up a call and you're in the middle of a call with someone and then you find yourself like also looking at your phone and like scrolling or checking email or something like that. It happens to the best of us. Like we don't mean to do it, but it's just like, you know, the problem with your smartphone is you're up against two very difficult forces. It's like all of the smartest people in the world in Silicon Valley who are building features that are designed to hack your attention at all times, and then 200,000 years of human evolution of like your lizard brain being trained to like notice rustles in the grass will also notice like, oh my gosh, a ping, a notification. So like it happens to the best of us. But honestly, I think the bigger answer here is like people are just craving something that feels like real and reminds them of a time pre-AI, pre-technology. Yep. It's this nostalgia. And even some of our most dedicated, loyal customers and followers, they never even had a landline. They're Gen Z, they're Gen Alpha. They see it in movies and they crave something that they never even had themselves. That's probably the craziest part to me.
Yeah, I didn't even know how you got involved because you're kind of a zillennial yourself. So I was like, how do you even know about landlines? Right. But okay, so you put your cell phone in the drawer, like you said, and then your phone rings and you've got your landline. But what happens if you're on that landline and you're talking to whatever your friend from across the country and you're like, I think I got to start scrolling. Can you use your phone while you're on the landline?
Yeah, you totally can. Yeah, exactly. If you want to like wean yourself off, exactly, you can totally use it that way. And you know, I have to say, like, one of the reasons why we made it this way, where it's like it's the solution in the way that the physical phone is built to is like nobody's going to be ready to throw their phone into the ocean. I get that a lot of us want to start spending less time on our smartphone, but most of us need it for work. We need it for school. And the whole reason this all started is because I'm a content creator. I have an account called Ask Cat GPT. Cat GPT is my name online. And I started making videos about AI and technology. But what I realized as I was making content and talking to my audience is like, people were interested in AI, but they're also like, how do I make it so that all this tech stuff doesn't just take over my life? And what I learned from this is that when you have an audience online, it completely flips the script about if you want to be an entrepreneur and start a company because you already have this audience built in. So I'm so grateful, and I just want to shout out my followers because without them, this wouldn't have been possible.
I just followed you, by the way. Ask Cat GPT. Girl, you have 500,000 followers.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Damn straight. Well, you haven't even mentioned the best thing about this is we can bring back, and you didn't live this, but I'm hoping you're living it now, the old school, when you hang up on someone, you slam the hell out of that phone down.
It's the most satisfying feeling.
Oh, that's the best. Okay, well, thank you. This is someone you should know, Catherine Getzy, who you can follow, Ask Cat GPT. I just did. And you can get the phones at physicalphones.com. You've got a couple different varieties there. You got the wall unit. Man, I used to love to hang up on that wall unit. That was so satisfying with the little, like you almost hit a target when you hang up. But thank you.
I want to pretend like I'm in a big hotel, so I want to do the rotary in the bathroom where I can just pick that up and just talk.
That's so awesome. Catherine Getzy, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
This is The Morning X, and this is 99X.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
My name is David Goss, and I'm joined by my co-host, Megan Klinenberg.
Everything up until this point has been an outside look at the World Cup, and now we're giving people an inside look. It is just total pressure cooker.
Watching flags come out of little plastic balls is like the epitome of everything that I love. And the World Cup is everything. It's why I became a soccer fan.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.